No, record it.
Help! Help me! Please help me!
It's not your bike.
Please help me!
It's not your bike.
Please help me! Help! Please get off me!
Hey, what the fuck? What's going on, bro?
Please get off me!
Yo, don't take it,
Bro, now you're not getting the bike, bro.
Now you're not getting the bike.
Help!
You're not getting
Get
the
off
bike.
me,
I'm
dude!
not.
Why you took his phone? What's wrong with you?
Stupid as something. You're not
Don't touch
touching
his
me.
phone. You're not
Hurting
touching
my fetus! You're
I'm not
hurting
touching you.
unborn child!
You put your stomach on my hand.
Help!
that. Dude, stop. Dude, stop. No.
Please help! Help!
Guys.
Please help!
She's just crying.
You're not crying. You're not crying. I got
Stupid.
I got your
My
video.
bike.
Wait, you put it out? Hassan, you pulled it out? Hassan,
I don't give a fuck.
Hassan, you pulled it out?
This is my bike. It's on my account. Please move.
All right, so why don't we reset the bike?
I'm not resetting the bike.
It's his.
Reset it. I'm gonna pull it out on your account.
Look, I don't give a fuck.
This is my fake crying.
Guys,
It's fake crying. Stop fake crying.
Hey, stop touching me. I don't touch you.
Hold up.
Hey, stop touching me. Stop touching me.
Why don't you take this bike?
Stop touching me.
I will. I can't.
Exactly. So take
Fuck
it.
out of here.
So take it.
You're stupid ass. Fuck out of here. Dumbass. Your baby gonna come out with
Wait,
toys.
why you stop crying?
Fuck.
Not a tear came down, miss.
Come on, take it.
Not a tear came down.
Fuck out of here.
Greetings from the east, the north, the south, and this wicked ass west. The topic, the white box strikes again. The questions, why you think black men can't stay away from that white box? Let's get into it. I am your host. I am the one.
Okay, this video is really about Shannon Sharpe, but let me set the situation up. If you live in the city, you go, you get a bike, you pay for it, and you ride around town. You do it with your credit card. So Miss White, is she here today? Hold on. Okay, Miss White come along, and she decide that she want the bike. So she start to tear up and, expect sympathy. Now, one thing she know is a white woman's tears will get a black man at least 15 years or worse. And what she tried to do is worse. I want to set this script up because it's really about Shannon Sharpe, but why won't black men stay away from Miss White? Now, the first thing you would say is all women do the same things. But yes, it's not the same consequences as it is for a white woman. When she started to cry, as you see, there was not one tear poured down from her eyes. That devil had not one tear rolled down her eyes. Of course, Mr. White come along, and his response was no better. What he said was, okay, I'll tell you what, reset the whole thing, give it to her, and let her take it. Imagine that. Give her what you paid for because you were there first and you paid for it. But no. Stop. Take it off your credit card, let her have it, and you go from there. She was saying, get off of me, but yet she took his phone. She was pressing up against him, trying to push him off the bike. At the same time, she was saying, get off of me. Unbelievable. Now, after all of this, you would think we will learn from that, but somehow we simply will not. Let me gather my notes together. If we won't learn from this, we will never learn. This first clip was set up to go into the situation with Shannon Sharpe. Now, as far as I know, well, from what I heard, he had a deal coming up worth $100 million. Why in the world would you give up $100 million deal for a piece of stanky white box? It ain't worth it, man. But you don't know that. But you know what? What's that saying going around on social media? You done effed around and you're going to find out. It's simply not worth it. What, again, is so special about the white box? Please, somebody explain that to me. Maybe I simply don't know. And guess what? In my whole lifetime, I don't want to know. I simply don't want to know. You talking about a former slave. And if you don't know, during that time frame, 40% of the slave owners in America was white women. Let's go to the next clip.
Shannon Sharpe has responded to accusations of sexual assault. Here it is.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Buzbee, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Buzbee targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Buzbee want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about.
Okay, so Shannon said this was a setup, but of course it was a setup. I mean, of course it was a setup. I think the young lady was 19, 20, 21. You got to be about, 56, 57. See, when you get old, like us, and you get in your 60s or 70s, you should have learned from that. I am the least person that's going to point my finger at anybody. But you got a young woman that sells her body. Her mindset is not right, no how. You couldn't have a good mindset when you do that. In other words, when you do that, you will do anything. And when you get to a certain age, you should begin to scratch your head and say, this just don't seem right. But temptation is a monster. Temptation is definitely a monster. Now you will have to pay a hefty price. Regardless of the fact, your reputation is stained. You can't get around that. Your reputation is stained. With the ability to make over $100 million, and you put a stain on your reputation like that, I'm not quite sure whether you're marketable or not. Unless you are Marv Albert. Of course, we know who he is. You may not remember that story. It was a long, long time ago. But old Marv came back. But Shannon, let's go to the next clip.
This is Shannon Sharpe's accuser, represented by Tony Buzbee. She goes by the name Carly. She is Carly up on Instagram if you want to look her up. I can only do but so much scrolling because most of her photos up here is what you would expect for a woman who specializes, is a professional in the OF. Nevertheless, though, you get to see what it is that she looks like, her and her 25K a cheek ass. Nevertheless, I wanted to go over Stephen A. Smith's comments here as a friend of Shannon Sharpe to get insight into what he thinks about this entire situation. But before we get started, it just occurred to me how ridiculous and chess move that this harlot instituted within this situation, because her Instagram profile is currently public with an active link to get to her OF. So even if the case gets thrown out tomorrow, she's up probably more than six-figure a month in OF subscriptions due to people wanting to see exactly what Shannon Sharpe was putting his baby leg in. Nevertheless, this was taken back in 2023, right around the time that she met Shannon Sharpe. She was 19 at the time. Stephen A. Smith released his thoughts in regards to the entire situation, and I want to be able to hear from him because he is a friend of Shannon Sharpe. They work together. Let's listen to Stephen A. Smith describe this entire situation.
No, I don't think so. I don't like Stephen A. Smith. You know, he's next. He just don't know it. He is next. He's going to be one of those that will have to learn the hard way. So I don't want to hear a doggone, how's that word? A doggone thing Stephen A. have to say. But I did see a clip about Monique. Monique was on his show, and Monique tried to warn him. Monique told him, look, man, look, you're about too old for that. Go get you an older woman, settle down, keep your money, and be cool. She explained that words of wisdom, let's put it that way, the things that you should do in order to keep your fortune. Because when you make a bunch of money and you just give it away, I mean, I heard dudes say 25,000 per. Are you serious? It ain't worth it. Again, what's so special about the white box? As a matter of fact, as far as I'm concerned, that'd be way too expensive, even if you water it down. But for a person like me, you know, you can water it down, then throw the history in. If you know the history, you say, you know what? No, I don't think so. But we haven't came that far yet. You know, I'm not pointing my finger at anybody. I know a lot of brothers that like the white box. You know, but, you know, it is what it is. But their excuse would be, well, it doesn't matter what color the woman is. Well, yeah, it's the consequences. You know, certain women have more severe consequences. I'm going to try to get that clip from Monique. I think it'll be my final clip, and then I'll be right back.
This dating thing, because it's Mo is different now than when you and I.
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
Are you trying to say? What you trying to say? Mo?
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me live my life.
Let me tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old.
And this the cold part about the whole situation. Someone sent her to set him up, and he fell for the bait. You have to understand how America works for the black man. When you join Hollywood, they own you, and not just own you. They study you. They study all your weaknesses. So when it's time for you to bow down and kiss the ring, this how it goes.
Okay, that was the last clip. That last one was from Introvert Rockstar. I am a subscriber. His work is excellent. I watch his videos all the time, so that's where I got that final clip from. One thing about learning the hard way, sometimes you come through it and sometimes you simply don't. There was a story in the Bible about Samson and Delilah. Samson's mother and father warned him. They say, Samson, we're going to get you a woman of your own race. But Samson was hard-headed. So this devil, Delilah, tried to kill him not once, not twice, not 3 times, probably not even 4 times. But eventually, it happened. And what happened was, he had to learn the hard way. Because she pressed him and pressed him and pressed him. And finally, he gave in. You read the story for yourself. My point is simply this. The parents warned him. Look, stay away from her. No, just stay away from her. But after all the history that we have had in this country, with women that owned 40% of the slaves during that era, you would think we would learn something. Now, the first thing you would say is, well, wait. Well, what about black women? Again, I'm not going to argue that point. But one thing's for sure, he's going to learn the hard way. He's going to pay a lot of money simply to defend himself. To defend himself, whether he's right or wrong. Thank you for watching. I'm your host. I am the one.